Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Blazina and I'm a midwifery student at the Midwives College of Utah. Today we're going to be discussing the history of midwifery and birth justice. Midwifery as a profession dates back to 1500 BC. For today's presentation, we're going to be focusing on midwifery from the 1800s on until present day and what's happened that has led us to our current state of how midwifery and obstetrics and gynecology has been implemented into our reproductive health care. In the early 1800s, childbed fever became rampant due to a lack of cleanliness and sanitation in the healthcare setting. This prompted medical professionals to take a deeper look into the why and how to prevent these types of unsanitary conditions that have been led to mortality, morbidity within the reproductive healthcare setting. Between 1820s throughout the 1970s, as the medical profession became more regulated, obstetrics and gynecology took off as a profession and birth moved into the hospital setting. In 1888, ACOG was formed, and this solidified the skeleton that obstetrics and gynecology in the U.S. was built around. As the obstetrical care system developed and was solidified, slavery was still in place. At the time this system was built, it was intended to serve what was considered the dominant race, the white middle-class individuals. Because of this, the medical system is still to this day systemically racist. Prenatal care was designed to develop a superior race. Midwives, a majority of whom were Black, were the primary care providers for individuals who were not safe delivering in a hospital setting, and the obstetrical community made sure to attach a negative reputation to midwifery care outside of the hospital. These midwives were known as grand midwives, and they fought long and hard to keep practicing throughout the years of ridicule from white-centered obstetrical counterparts. In 1915, Dr. Joseph DeLee published a journal article that described birth as a pathological process and that midwives were by no means qualified to help support individuals through this process. In 1930 through 1960, hospital birth was not more safe than home birth. Hospitals had a higher rate of birth injuries and obstetric mortality. Reasons for this include a disruption of the natural cascade of hormones during the process of birth. By 1935, midwives attended only 10% of the United States births. This was a 30% decrease from the year 1915. By 1935, grand midwives attended only 4.5% of white births, yet still attended 54% of non-white births. In 1952, the midwifery section of the National Organization for Public Health Nursing developed a philosophy that emphasized that pregnancy and birth were a natural process. This spurred the development of the American College of Nurse Midwives in 1955. In the 1970s, a movement for lay midwifery began, and it argued that childbirth is not an illness and that normal deliveries do not require the tools provided by the hospital. In 1979, the FDA had a meeting to discuss the results of a large national study that discovered that the use of anesthesia in large doses during birth created negative side effects for children later in life. This began sparking conversations of natural childbirth and the benefits of midwifery and home birth. The 1980s was a pivotal decade for acknowledging the importance of reproductive health care for all individuals, including racial and ethnic minorities, rural individuals, and people living in poverty. In 1982, the group Midwives Alliance of North America, otherwise known as MANA, was founded. MANA's mission, still to this day, is to fight for a world where every person in the setting of their choice has access to high-quality midwifery care provided by culturally safe, autonomous, community-based midwives. Why awareness of inequality and health oppression matters to all of humanity? Less than 100 years ago, the United States was rid with segregation and inequality. I would encourage you to take a look around you and take a look at your own community and look at the year in which establishments and organizations were founded. You may be surprised to find that many large organizations within your own community were founded in an era that was openly segregated and white-centric. This could entail that on a foundational level that these organizations are intended to serve middle-class white families. It is critical that we understand the foundations of the organizations that we are a part of and analyze who they are best serving. In order to cease the cycle of oppression, we must be able to understand where inequality is woven into our modern-day culture and how to overcome it. How to join the birth justice movement. The first step to supporting birth justice in your own community is to assess where needs are not being met for certain populations. Once you understand who is in need and what it is that they need access to, you can find organizations to assist with fulfilling these needs in your community. For today's presentation, I have organized a list of all of the birth justice organizations that operate on a national level to serving communities throughout the United States and offering birth services to allow for equal care for all. I'd encourage you to check out the websites for each one of these organizations and see if there's one that's near your community that you could help out with. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation, and I hope you found it helpful. Here's a list of today's resources used to acquire the information necessary for this presentation.